China's on the cusp of a space revolution. But can they stick the landing? Landspace is gearing up for a mission that could dramatically alter China's space capabilities. It's not just about reaching orbit, it's about bringing a rocket back home in one piece. This mission could be a turning point, but the stakes are incredibly high. Let's dive into what's happening and why it matters. Launch startup Landspace is in the final preparation stages for the inaugural launch of its Zhuque-3 rocket, a mission that holds immense significance for China's space program. This isn't just another launch, it's a potential game-changer in reusable rocket technology. On October 20th, Landspace announced the completion of the first phase of its Zhuque-3 launch campaign at the Dongfeng Commercial Space Innovation Test Zone, nestled within the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China. Think of this as the dress rehearsals before the big show. The teams put the Zhuque-3 through its paces, conducting a full-scale propellant loading rehearsal and a static fire test at Launch Pad 2, specifically designed for methane-liquid oxygen rockets. These tests, which took place from October 18th to 20th, are crucial for verifying the rocket systems and ensuring everything is go for launch. Landspace shared these updates via its social media channels, https://mp.weishin.qq.com/s/mv3omlbqndhla1rxxmkvow. According to Landspace, the Zhuque-3 will undergo a planned vertical integration rehearsal next. This involves assembling the rocket's various components into its final launch configuration. After this, it will return to the technical zone for thorough inspection and maintenance, dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's before its orbital launch attempt and, critically, its first stage recovery attempt. The Zhuque-3's maiden voyage is expected to carry a prototype of the reusable Haolong cargo spacecraft, a key component of China's program for delivering cargo to the Tiangong space station at a lower cost. https://china-to-launch-2-new-space-new-cargo-space-commercial-rockets-in-2025. If successful, this launch could mark China's first attempt to recover an orbital booster, a feat that SpaceX demonstrated with its Falcon 9 a decade ago. https://spacenews.com/China-is-about-to-trying-to-land-and-reuse-its-rockets. This is where the mission gets really ambitious. But here's where it gets controversial. Some experts argue that simply replicating SpaceX's achievements isn't enough. They believe China needs to innovate beyond existing technologies to truly become a leader in reusable rocketry. Is China just playing catch-up, or are they laying the groundwork for something bigger? Let's break down the Zhuque-3 specs. This two-stage rocket, with a diameter of 4.5 meters, boasts a liftoff weight of approximately 570 metric tons and a total length of around 66 meters. The first stage is powered by a formidable array of 9 Tiangong-12A engines. In its expendable configuration, the Zhuque-3 can deliver a hefty 21,000 kilograms to low Earth orbit, LEO. If the first stage is recovered downrange, its payload capacity drops slightly to 18,300 kilograms. For a return to launch site recovery, it can carry 12,500 kilograms to LEO. Downrange recovery means landing the booster some distance away from the launch pad, while return to launch site recovery involves bringing it back to where it started, a much more complex maneuver. While the exact launch date remains under wraps, several factors suggest a likely timeframe. No airspace closure notices have been issued yet, which would typically signal an impending launch in the absence of an official announcement. And this is the part most people miss. These notices are critical for aviation safety, preventing civilian aircraft from entering the rocket's flight path. China is scheduled to launch the Shenzhou-21 crewed mission from Jiuquan Spaceport on October 31st, making it improbable that an untested rocket would launch before then. Furthermore, the Shenzhou-20 crew, who will transfer control of the Tiangong space station to the Shenzhou-21 astronauts, are expected to land on November 5 at the Dongfeng landing site, near Jiuquan Spaceport. Therefore, the Zhuque-3 launch will most likely occur after the astronauts are safely back on Earth. This launch is more than just a test flight, it has significant implications beyond the payload. Landspace is vying to demonstrate its ability to reliably launch satellites for China's massive constellation projects, Guowang and Qianfan, aiming to secure lucrative launch contracts. SpaceSail, the operator of Qianfan, recently awarded contracts to Landspace and two other competitors to launch batches of its satellites. https SpaceNews.com China Resumes launches 4,000 Sails Constellation CAS Space launches new international payload #text equals meanwhile %C SpaceSail has in the project. Imagine the economic impact of these constellations, providing global internet access and advanced communication services. China's commercial space race, Landspace is a pioneer, one of the first launch startups to emerge after the Chinese government opened up parts of the space sector to private investment in late 2014. This decision was partly inspired by the rise of companies like SpaceX in the United States. It's a fascinating example of how competition and innovation can drive progress. Landspace's journey hasn't been without its bumps. Its first launch, using the solid propellant Jiuquan, failed in October 2018. https://spacenews.com/landspace-fails-to-reach-orbit-with-milestone-private-Chinese-launch. The company then shifted its focus to the methane-liquid oxygen Zhuque-2, which successfully reached orbit in July 2023. https://spacenews.com/china's-landspace-reaches-orbit-with-methane-powered-Zhuque-2 rocket, becoming the first launcher to do so using that propellant mix, after an initial failed attempt. However, the company experienced a failure of its upgraded Zhuque-2E in August. https://spacenews.com/spacenews.com/Chinese-launch-startup-Landspace-suffers-Zhuque-2 failure, ending a streak of 4 successful flights. Spaceflight is inherently risky, and failures are often learning opportunities. In December 2024, Landspace secured $123 million. https://spacenews.com/spacenews.com/China's-landspace-secures-state-funding-for-reusable-rockets from China's National Manufacturing Transformation and Upgrading Fund to support its rocket development plans. The company also filed preliminary documents with Chinese regulators in late July, potentially setting the stage for an initial public offering, IPO, in early 2026. https://spacenews.com/Chinese-launch-startups-CAS-space-landspace-advanced-plans-for-IPOs. This influx of capital suggests strong confidence in Landspace's long-term prospects. Landspace faces stiff competition from other commercial players, including Space Pioneer, Tiangong 3, iSpace, Hyperbola 3, Galactic Energy, Palazzi 1, CAS Space, Kinetica 2, Orient Space, Gravity 2, and Deep Blue Aerospace, Nebula 1, all working towards their debut launches of new liquid propellant rockets, some of which are also designed to be reusable. https://china-set-for-high-stakes-moon-program-and-reusable-launch-tests-to-dash close-out-2025. Even state-owned CASC is preparing for the maiden launch of its reusable Long March 12A rocket. The race to reusable rocketry is heating up. Reusable rockets offer a solution to the challenges of using inland spaceports, where expendable stages pose a risk of falling to the ground in populated areas. Launches from these sites require careful calculation of drop zones and often necessitate evacuations. For example, the launch of the Jiuquan satellite from Jiuquan on October 13 resulted in a Long March 2D stage falling in Guinan County, Qinghai, an event captured by onlookers. This highlights the importance of reusable technology for safer and more sustainable space access. What do you think about China's push towards reusable rockets? Is this a genuine step towards space dominance, or just a race to catch up with existing technology? Share your thoughts in the comments below.